Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Namaste. A very warm welcome to yet another session of Weekend with Wisdom. My name is Sri Hari Vittal, curator at Advaita Academy. I would like to start this session with a prayer. Om Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Para Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Sada Shiva Samarambam, Shankaracharya Madhyamam, Asmadacharya Paryantam, Vande Guru Paramparam. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. In today's session, we will be going into the topic APAROKSHANUBHUTI, realizing the self-evident. In this text, one can learn through all teaching methodologies such as Dṛg-Dṛśya-viveka, pañca-koṣa-viveka, etc. clearly to understand the true nature of the self without any doubts. We have a very special guest with us, Swamini Sadvidyananda Saraswati ji. Namaste, Swamini ji. Thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure.
The sessions will happen today and tomorrow, morning session and evening session. The morning session will be held between 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. and the evening session will be between 4 p.m. and 6 p.m. Indian time. Before I hand over the session to Swamini ji, I would like to give a brief introduction. Swamini Sadvidyananda Saraswati ji is a disciple of Pujya Swami Dayananda Saraswati ji, a great exponent of Vedānta and Hindu scriptures. She is teaching Bhagavad Gita and Upanishads in Gujarati in different towns of Gujarat like Navasari, Bardoli, Valsad, Bilimora, Vyara and Bhavnagar for the last 25 years. Under the banner of her trust, Arsha Vidya Tirtha Navasari, she has translated and published more than 37 books of her revered Guru, Swami Dayananda Saraswati ji, into Gujarati. And from 1998 to 2003, she also translated voluminous book on Bhagavad Gita, Gita Home Study into Gujarati for the benefit of those who can understand it better in one's own mother language. She has also attended and presented papers in various conferences such as National Education Conferences in Pune and Gwalior, Sri Vidya International Conference, Mysore, Namami Shankar, Bhashya Parayanam, Kanyakumari, Vedānta Conference, Rishikesh, etc. We are very, very grateful to have you, Swamini ji, and we are really looking forward to listening to you on the topic, this very important topic, APAROKSHANUBHUTI. Over to you, Swamini ji. Thank you so much.
Oh. Om Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om Om Shanna Mitra Shamvarunaha Shanna Bhavatvaryama Shanna Indro Bruhaspatihi Shanna Vishnurukramaha Namo Brahmane Namaste Vayo Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahmasi Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahma vadishyami Dhritam vadishyami Satyam vadishyami Tanmam avatu Tadvaktaram avatu Avatu mam Avatu Vaktaram. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahavidyan Karavavahai Tejasvina Vadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sadashiva Samarambham Shankarācharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Shruti Smruti Purananam आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः निधये सर्वविद्यानां विशदे भवरोगिणां गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः ॐ नमः प्रणवार्थाय शुद्धज्ञानैकमूर्तये निर्मलाय प्रशान्ताय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। Namaste to all. I'm very happy that I'm part of this session. The topic we have today is APAROKSHANUBHUTI. APAROKSHANUBHUTI, realizing, anubhuti means realizing. Realizing the self-evident. Aparoksha means self-evident. Pramanena vastu siddhi. Whatever vastu we want to establish, we want to prove, it has to be through the pramana. Pramana means means of knowledge. So, in Vedanta, we have 6 means of knowledge. First one is a pratyaksha pramana. Prati-aksha, aksha means senses, indriyas. And in front of indriyas is called pratyaksha. The pramana also is called pratyaksha, and the knowledge also is called pratyaksha gnana. You are listening to me, you are seeing me, that is a pratyaksha gnana. Through the ears, you are listening to me, through your eyes, you are seeing me. So, chakshurendriya and karanendriya are the pratyaksha pramana, and the knowledge also is a pratyaksha gnana. That which is not in front of your eyes, in front of your senses, still you can know them based on the data we have collected through the pratyaksha gnana. You understand this? Though it is not in front of you, still you can know it with the help of your pratyaksha gnana. And that is why it is called paroksha. Para means away. That which is away from the senses is called paroksha. But paroksha gnana is based on the data collected through the pratyaksha pramana. In paroksha pramana, we have 4 pramanas. Anumana. Mana means gnana. Anu means that which depends on the other, after. Anu means after. So our standard example is what? Parvataha vahniman. There is a fire on the hill. How do you know? Do you see the fire? No, it is not pratyaksha. Fire is not pratyaksha, but the smoke is pratyaksha. That smoke is pratyaksha, but how can you say that being dhumatvat? The reason is what? Dhumatvat. Why? Hetu is dhumatvat. Why? Yatra yatra dhumaha tatra tatra vahnihi. So that is our pratyaksha gnana. We have seen that. Pakashalayam. Those days we had a cooking with the wood fire. And so we know that If there is a smoke, that means fire has to be there. So that is a pratyaksha gnanam. Yatra yatra dhumaha tatra tatra vahni is a pratyaksha gnanam. Based on this pratyaksha gnanam, when we see the smoke, we say there is a fire on the hill. So anumanam it is called. Then arthapatti. Arthapatti, two negatives. Anumana is based on the pratyaksha gnanam, but you see that connection, the connection between the dhuma, smoke, and the fire. Arthapatti is what? It is also based on the pratyaksha pramana. But there are two negatives out there. The standard example is what? Devadattaha pinaha. Devadatta is a fatty fellow, having a lot of weight, heavy body. Divana khadati. Daytime he is not eating. Nobody is seeing him eating at daytime. Still, he is having a heavy body. That means what? Two negatives. If he would have not been eating, he would not have such a heavy body. Divana khadati. Devadattaha pinaha. This is a contradiction. If he is not eating, how he can have such a big body? That means what? Ratro khadati. At night, when everybody goes to sleep, he eats happily. Morning, when you get up and you see everything is wet. The roads are wet, everything is wet, and all the water is there. So now what? If it would not have been rain, everything would not have been wet. So two negatives, understand? Based on these two negatives, we come to the conclusion called arthapatti. Anumana is the inference in English. Arthapatti is a presumption. Understand? So with two negatives, we come to the conclusion. Then fourth pramana is upama. Similarly, somebody has gone to African safari. There are thousands of bison out there. When he comes back, he tells, oh, you know what? So many bisons. What is bison? Oh, it's like our buffalo, water buffalo. Understand? So based on the knowledge of pratyaksha gnana of the water buffalo, we can imagine what is bison. Upama. Anupalabdhi. Fifth one is anupalabdhi. Only Vedanta accepts anupalabdhi as a swatantra pramana. Understand? Most of our activities are based on this anupalabdhi pramana. You walk because you know there is an empty space. Anupalabdhi. Understand? You fill the bucket with the water because you know bucket is empty. Understand? I write on the paper because I see that it's blank. So, seeing the absence also is a pramana. Understand? Anupalabdhi pramana. Lot of people take it as a pratyaksha pramana, but we are taking it as a paroksha pramana. Understand? Because it is also based on the pratyaksha pramana. Mama haste na hasti nasti. Mama haste hasti nasti. There is no elephant on my hand. Now you need to have the pratyaksha gnanam, the direct knowledge of the elephant. Then you can see there is no elephant here. And therefore, it is not pratyaksha gnanam, it is a paroksha gnanam. Because when I say mama haste, hasti nasti, then you will see the elephant in your mind and you can say that there is no elephant in the hand. So it is based on the pratyaksha gnanam of the elephant, and therefore anupalabdhi also is a paroksha pramana. So 5 pramanas are there. Pratyaksha pramana, anumanam, arthapatti, upama and anupalabdhi. The 6th pramana is called shabda pramana. You are listening to me and gaining some knowledge, that is a shabda pramana. Sampurna Veda Upadesha is Shabda Pramana. So the Shabda Pramana, through Shabda also we can know, but there is a speciality of the Shabda Pramana. If the object is in front of you, then that Shabda Pramana gives you the Pratyaksha Gnanam. If the object is not in front of you, somebody has gone to Kedarnath and comes back and then he describes what is Kedarnath. So that is a Shabda. But Kedarnath is not in front of you, and that's why the knowledge through the Shabda Pramana of Kedarnath, what you gain, is called Paroksha Gnana. It is based on the Vastu. What kind of the object? It is a Pratyaksha, then Pratyaksha Gnanam will be there. Paroksha, then it will be Paroksha Gnanam. Understand? But that which is not Pratyaksha, that which is not Paroksha is called Aparoksha. Understand this? What is Aparoksha? Not Pratyaksha, not Paroksha. That means it is not available for Paroksha Pramana, it is not available for Pratyaksha Pramana. What is Aparoksha? The word Aparoksha means what? Na Paroksha, Aparoksha. That which is not Paroksha is Aparoksha. But what is Aparoksha? Understand this properly. That's why I say realization of the self-evident. Aparoksha means self-evident, Swata Siddha. In very simple language, if I give you the definition of Aparoksha is to know which we don't need to operate, employ any pramana. No pramana pravrutti is required, then it is called Aparoksha. You know the thoughts of your mind. You know the knowledge, what kind of knowledge you have in your intellect. How do you know which pramana you are using to know? Suppose somebody asks you, do you know Russian language? No, I don't know Russian language. That means you know the ignorance of the Russian language in your buddhi. Do you know Hindi? Yes, I know Hindi. That means you have a knowledge of the knowledge of Hindi. But with which pramana pravrutti you know that you know Hindi, you don't know Russian language. Today my mind is very fresh. How do you know? Which pramana you know? What is the condition of the mind? With which pramana you know the thoughts of the mind? Do you understand what I'm telling? You know the thoughts of your mind, the condition of your mind. You know the buddhi, you know the knowledge, the ignorance, the discriminations. Smruti, what you remember, what you don't remember. With which pramana you know? There is no pramana pravrutti. That's why it's called Aparoksha. The thoughts of the mind, the emotions of the mind are Aparoksha. But it is Aparoksha. There is no pramana pravrutti. But there is a knower is there. Understand? That's why all the thoughts of the mind or whatever, man, buddhi, chitta, ahankara, all these four and whatever activities of these all four faculties of our mind is called sakshi pratyaksha. You, the consciousness, knows these things. So it is aparoksha, but sakshi pratyaksha. That means it is a knowledge, object of your knowledge. Dṛśya, prameya. So, aparoksha, but sakshi pratyaksha. Then, when I say, are you there? Yes, I am here. Look at this. You are conscious being, Sat, Chit. You know I am. Understand? I is a consciousness, am is an existence, Sat, Chit. Understand? I am. How do you know that I am? How do you know Sat and Chit? Understand? The Sakshi Pratyaksha, when we say that Sakshi which is there, the Sakshi Chaitanya, which is what? Aparoksha. There is no Pramana Pravrutti required for you to know that you are, to know that you are conscious being. Understand? Mind also is aparoksha, but it is a sakshi pratyaksha. Here the sakshi itself is what? Aparoksha. Sakshat aparoksha atma. That's why in Shastra it is called sakshat aparoksha. So the entire Vedanta Shastra is the Shabda Pramana. But what is the purpose of this Vedanta Pramana, the Shabda Pramana? Knowledge of the Aparoksha. Aprokṣānubhūti, realization of the self-evident. Look at it. This is called paradox. Whole Vedanta is nothing but contradiction, paradox. If you say Atma is self-evident, Svata Siddha Swaprakasha. Sat means Svata Siddha. Chit means Swaprakash. You are Svata Siddha Swaprakasha Chaitanya Swarup Atma. If I am self-evident, if I am self-effulgent, do I need to operate any means of knowledge? No. Then what is the use of this Vedanta Pramana? Understand? We ourselves tells Vedanto Nam Upanishad Pramanam. Tasmat Shastram Te Pramanam. Bhagwan also tells. If Atma is self-evident, where is the question of the Pramana Pravrutti? Do you understand? If Atma is self-evident, self-existence, I know I am, then what is the role of this Vedanta Pramana? What is the role of APAROKSHANUBHUTI Grantha? Why do you say realization? It is already realized. I know I am. Years before, Pujya Swamiji's talk was organized in Gujarat University, Ahmedabad. Then Swamiji was asked when they were organizing this talk, Swamiji, what will be the topic of the talk? Swamiji said, who am I? Understand? So, when Swamiji arrived in the hall, the hall was full. Swamiji said, I'm surprised seeing this many people here. Because topic is who am I? the topic I have given is who am I? And all of you are sitting here, that proves that you don't know who are you. You understand this contradiction? If you know who are you, then you don't come here. But you are here, sitting here in front of me, listening to who am I? So that means what? Yeah, Swamiji, I know, but Swamiji said this butting is the problem. What does that mean? Who am I? Understand? To know that, everybody was sitting there in the hall. That means what we know as I am is not satisfying me. It's not acceptable to me. I am is fine. But whatever comes after I am is all paradox. And therefore, we need this Vedanta Pramana. To know the Sakshat Aparoksha Atma, Vedanta is the Pramana. Therefore, when it comes to Vedanta, in Veda, there is one definition of Veda is Agnata Gnapakam Shastra. That which cannot be known, Pratyakshena Anumityava Yastu Upayana Vidya. That which cannot be known through the Pratyaksha or Paroksha Pramana or Shabda Pramana. Tasmad Vedasya Vedata. Understand? Enam Vedena Vindanti Tasmad Vedasya Vedata. That which cannot be known through this Pramana, which is available to me, can be known through Veda, and that's why Veda is a Pramana. When I say Pramanam, there are three words are there with Pramana. Every time you remember this. As soon as you hear the word Pramana, three words also has to come with that. Understand? Apurvam abadhitam swatantra. Apurvam. With the eyes you can see the form and the color that cannot be seen by any other means of knowledge. That's why unique. Eyes are unique for the name, form and color. Ears are unique for the shabda. Apurva. Abadhitam. What you know from one pramana cannot be negated. Badhitam cannot be negated by any other pramana. Understand? Same way. Swatantram. Eyes are not depending on the ears and ears are not depending on the eyes. Swatantra. So every pramana is apurvam, abadhitam, swatantra. Every pramana has its own field of knowledge. Understand? Yeah? Shabda, sparsha, rupa, rasa, gandha, when we say, these five senses have their own kshetra, field. No other can enter in that field. Similarly, Veda also is a pramana. Papa, Punya, Swarga, Narka, Sambandha, Sadhya, Sadhana, Sambandha is known through the Veda Pramana. And therefore, Veda Pramana is called Agnata Gnapakam Shastra. Now, this Agnata Gnapakam Shastram, when we say, can we apply this definition of Veda Agnata Gnapakam for Vedanta? No. Why? Self-evident. Do you understand the word? You are self-existent, self-evident. And therefore, it is not Agnata Gnapakam. Karma kanda is agnata gnapakam. Gnan kanda, what we call Vedānta or Upanishad, it is not agnata gnapakam. And therefore, in Gita, Tadvidhi pranipatena, this is the same thing I tell every time. May you know the self as avinashi. Then in the next verse, Bhagavan says, aprameyaha, cannot be known, cannot be the object of any pramana, aprameyaha. Atma cannot be the object of any pramana, aprameya. Bhagavan, you are telling Vidhi, may you know, and now you are telling it is not the object of any pramana. There Shankaracharya takes up the point. Natu agnata gnapakam shastra. Why? Nahi atmanam kaschid aprasiddham vastu. You are self-evident, not aprasiddham. It is a prasiddha. Prasiddha means self-evident. Understand? So then what is the role of Vedanta? What is the role of this Vedanta Shastra? What is the role of this APAROKSHANUBHUTI Grantha? So Shankaracharya says, Atadharma adhyaropa nivartakatvena shastrasya pramanya. The Vedanta Shastra has a status of being the means of knowledge, pramanyam. Status of being the means of knowledge is in the form of what? Atadharma adhyaropa nivartakatvena shastrasya pramanya. Understand? You are, but there are so many things being superimposed on the self. I am is self-evident, and then after I am, we have added so many things. It's a big list. I am body, I am human being, I am man, I am woman, I am father, I am mother, I am engineer, I am advocate, I am tall, I am old, I am young. Understand? It's endless. Ananta adhyaropa. Let it be there, adhyaropa. Why you are bothered by this adhyaropa? Nobody is telling you, understand, that you have to be bothered by this adhyaropa. You yourself is bothered by that. Understand? You are Sat Swarupa. Sat means what? Trikalepi tishtati iti Sat. That which is not bound by time, avinashi. But you have limited yourself in the time between the birth and the death. Understand? So your existence, your self-existence, but your existence is being limited by the time. Your consciousness, but your consciousness is limited by this body. I am not outside this body. That means what? You have limited your consciousness with spatial limitation. So, time-wise limitation is there, space-wise limitation is there. Space-wise, time-wise limitation is called amartyoham. Spatial limitations means what? I am limited being. Look at it. Not knowing the self-evident consciousness, what do we say? I am ignorant. Not knowing that. Understand? So even though self is known, but there are other things that are superimposed on the self, the three fundamental problem is called I am martya, I am ignorant, I am dukhi. So these three things are there. Martya, martyoham, agnani aham, dukhi aham. Now, nobody has told you that you are dukhi. Nobody has told you that you are martya, mortal. You yourself have decided this, and that your decision is not acceptable to you. Understand this. Who likes to be the mortal? Who likes to be an ignorant? Who likes to be unhappy? Understand? Though you are self-evident, but there are superimpositions are there on you. And that superimposition is not acceptable to you. And therefore, you want to get rid of this. But the question is, how can you get rid of these three superimpositions? I am Martya. So time-wise, object-wise, space-wise, limitations is being superimposed on the self. And therefore, we have to say, realizing the self-evident. APAROKSHANUBHUTI. Understand? Your adhyaropas are not acceptable to you. Then what will you do? You don't know the real self, the nature of the self. You know I am. It is called Samanya Gnanam is there, Vishesha Gnana Abhava is there. And because of the Vishesha Gnana Abhava, there is Adhyaropa on the self. And therefore, Vedanta Shastra is not to remove the world, not to remove the body, but to remove the Adhyaropa of the body on the self. Because we have superimposed this gross body on the self, that's why you say, I am Martya. Because you have superimposed the mind, the Sukshma Sharira on the self, that's why it's called, I am ignorant. And therefore, whole Vedanta Shastra is nothing but removing the superimposition. Atadharma adhyaropa nivartana. And is it possible for anyone to realize by the self? Oh, one day I realized I am Satchidananda Brahma. 20 years I was sitting there in Himalayas. There I have a self-realization. I am Satchidananda Brahma. People like to hear like this, you know. And this, sitting in Himalaya and realizing Satchidananda Brahma has no connection. I'm very shrewd about certain things. You have to bear with that. Sitting in Himalaya, how one is going to realize I am Brahman? Because you have superimposed, you have decided I am Martya. How suddenly you are going to say, oh, I am immortal? How are you going to do that? You cannot stumble upon, Swamiji used to use this one. You cannot stumble upon the self, Brahman. No. And therefore, the Shankaracharya has given us this beautiful book called APAROKSHANUBHUTI. But there is a certain Shishtachar. In that Shishtachar, any book starts with the Mangalachar. So here also, Shankaracharya start with the Mangalachar. Shri Harim Paramananda Upadeshtaram Ishwaram Vyapakam Sarvalokanam Karanam Tam Namamyaham. What is Mangalachara? There are three purposes for Mangalachara. I am going to start writing this book. So I am doing this Mangalacharanam so I can complete the book. So completion of the text, we do the Mangalacharanam. One. Then there should be a preservation of the book. Because those days they were writing on the palm leaf. There is a mention is there in Sureshwaracharya is writing Ajabhakshanam. The God doesn't understand that this is scriptures written here and so many hours are gone writing this. It sees only that leaf, dry leaf, and eats. Vajabhakshan. So preservation of the book also is required. So that's why we do the prayer, Mangalacharan, the prayer, for the completion of the text, for the preservation of the text. Just preservation of the text doesn't work. It has to go to the right hand for study. That means what? It has to go to the person who can learn and who can teach that book. Then that writing is fruitful. So, the third purpose of prayer is that it has to go to the right person. Today we are going through this Aprokṣānubhūti. That means what? This Mangalacharan is successful. Do you understand that? This is a very successful prayer. Because the book is completed, book is preserved, and book is in front of me and we are learning it. That means we are directly connected to Ādi Shanakarācharya. So this is a very powerful prayer because it has fulfilled the purpose of the prayer. It's called Mangalacharan. What is it says? There are three ways of Mangalacharan. Three purposes are there. Three ways we can. One is by doing the prayer to all knowledge, Paramatma. Second is you remember the Vastu, the Satchidananda Brahma. Or you do the Namaskara to your Guru. So by doing Namaskara to Guru or Ishvara or remembering the Vastu, we can do Mangala. Here all three are there. Shri Harim Paramanandam, Shri Hari, Shri Sampatti, Shri Sahita Hari. Harati Papani Agnanam iti Harihi. That which removes the calamity from your life, that which removes the ignorance is called Hari. Paramanandam. What is the Swarupa of Paramanandam? Param means what? Desha Kala Vastu Aparichinna Ananda. Ananta Ananda Swarup Paramanandam. That is the Swarupa of Paramanandam. Understand? Then who is the Paramatma? Upadeshtaram. I already told you. Nobody can realize the self by oneself. Upadeshtaram. The Hari is what? The teacher. Upadeshtaram. Upadesha Karta. Ishwaram. Niyanta. Shashak. One who has everything is under his control. Niyanta, Ishvara, Isha Shasane. Vyapakam Sarvalokanam. Where is that Ishvara? Where is that Hari? In Vaikuntha Loka? Vyapakam Sarvalokanam. He is all pervasive. Sarvaloka. Not only this Bhuloka, all lokas. He is all pervasive. Who is he? Karanam. He is abhinna nimitta upadana karanam of this Brahmanda. Tam namami aham. Understand? Paramanandam is a Swarupa Lakshana, Karanam is Tatastha Lakshana of Ishvara. So Swarupa is also remembered, Ishvara also is remembered, Upadeshtaram, Guru also is being remembered here. And to that Ishvara, I do my namaskar. That is a Mangalacharan. Generally, Mangalacharanam, understand, also includes the Anubandha Chatushtaya. Anubandha Chatushtaya means whenever you write a book, there are 4 aspects are there, which is called Anubandha Chatushtaya. Vishaya is there. If you see the Tattva Bodha, the Mangalacharanam and Anubandha Chatushtaya are together. Here separate. The second verse is Anubandha Chatushtaya. What is the Vishaya of this Grantha? APAROKSHANUBHUTI Vaiprochyate. We are going to talk about the APAROKSHANUBHUTI. The subject matter of this book is APAROKSHAN. Vishaya. What is the purpose? Prayojanam. Moksha Siddhaye. This APAROKSHANUBHUTI is meant for the liberation. Accomplishing the liberation. Moksha Siddhaye. But who is adhikari for this? Sadbihi eva prayatnena vikshaniya. Sadbihi. Sadbhave sadhubhave cha. Those who are completely dedicated to dharma, and dharma shastra is called sajjana. Sadbihi, understand? Sad means dharma. Sad means values. Sad means morality. Those who are dharmanishta. Those who are dedicated to the scriptures. Sadhu means what? Shankaracharya says sadhu means shastra anukarine. Those who are following the instructions of the shastra. Sadhu. Understand? Sadbhave sadhubhave. So those who are completely established into dharma, they are the adhikari for this. Understand? What is the sambandha? By studying Aprokṣānubhūti, one can gain the moksha. Moksha siddhaye. The siddhi, moksha siddhi is a sambandha, understand? Through the study of this book, we can gain the moksha. So that is a Vishaya and Prayojana sambandha. What is the sambandha Vishaya and Adhikari? Only Adhikari Sadbihi Prayatnena Vikshaniya. Vikshaniya, Visheshana, Ikshaniya, Vicharaniya. Again and again you have to ponder upon this. Muhu, muhu, again and again, understand? Prayatnena. With lot of efforts you have to study this book. So, Vishay and Adhikari also there is a sambandha. Only the Sadbihi means those who are Adhikari qualified, they can gain this Aprokṣānubhūti. And the purpose of Aprokṣānubhūti, the Vishaya is moksha. So, this is called Anubandha Chatushtaya, introduction of the book. Anubandha means introduction. The topic is Aprokṣānubhūti, the purpose is moksha siddhi. And adhikari is those who are established into the dharma. And it has to be studied again and again. Now, who is adhikari? Now we are going to look into the special verses of Aprokṣānubhūti. We all know Nitya Nitya Vairagya, Nitya Nitya Viveka, Vairagya, we all know. But what is the speciality of this Aprokṣān? We'll see the special verses of Aprokṣān. The third verse is the speciality of Aprokṣān. How to gain the sadhana chatushtaya? Sadhana chatushtaya sampannaha adhikari bhavati. The one who is endowed with this four quality, he is the adhikari, qualified for self-knowledge. Called sadhana chatushtaya. But how to gain that sadhana chatushtaya? So here in Aprokṣānubhūti, how we can gain this sadhana chatushtaya? What is the means to gain the sadhana chatushtaya is being said here in third verse. Beautiful. Swavarna ashrama dharmena tapasa haritoshana sadhanam bhavet pumsam vairagyadi chatushtayam. Shankaracharya says, pumsam, for human being, this vairagyadi chatushtaya, these four qualities, this means, prabhavet means gained through this. Swavarna ashrama dharmena. Sve sve karmani nirata. Same thing in Gita, 18th chapter. Varna dharma, ashrama dharma. What is varna? Chaturvarne maya shrishtam guna karma vibhagasha. Gita doesn't talk about the jati varna, understand? It talks about guna and karma. So in briefly we say guna is sattva, raja and tama. Sattva pradhanam. Though these three are there, there is no pure sattva, there is no pure rajas, there is no pure tamas. There is a permutation combination of these three. And if we see this permutation combination of these three, we come with the 6 combinations. Understand? Sattva raja tama, sattva tama raja, raja sattva tama, raja tama sattva. Tama sattva raja, tama raja sattva. Sattva raja tama, SRT, just short. So the 6 are there. But there are only Chaturvarnyam. Chaturvarn. Bhagavan says 4. The combinations are 6, but Bhagavan says 4. Why 4? What about other 2? So, sattva means what? Where there is a knowledge, there is a alertness, there is a cheerfulness, there is a very natural tendency for dharma. That is a sattva, understand. Very natural tendency for dharma. It's called sattva. What is rajas? Where there is a greed, there is a pravrutti activities, there is a kind of the planning. Lot of activities are there. Lot of plannings are there. Lot of greed is there. And there is a chances for transgressing dharma. Understand? That is rajas. What is tamas? Alasa nidra pramadaha. Alas. Nidra. Nidra means what? Your buddhi is not working at all. Mind is completely gone. Nidra. Not active at all. What is pramada? Pramada means what? You are active. Mind is active. Mind knows what is to be done, but doesn't get up from the chair. Alasya. Knows what is to be done, but not get up to do it. It's called alas, laziness. Pramad. He gets up, he does something, but he makes mistake. You ask him to get one file from the cupboard, he takes that one file, but other 10 fall down. That means not aware of the consequences of taking one file from the cupboard. That means there is no alertness is there. That is called tamas. Start writing the check, makes mistake in writing. Praman. This is called tamas. Now, when there is a predominance of the sattva, the next place cannot be tama because it's completely opposite to sattva. Therefore, sattva, raja, tama combination is possible, but sattva, tama, raja is not possible. Similarly, raja can be supported by sattva and then third place is tama is possible. Raja can be supported by tama and third place is sattva also is possible because raja is in the middle. That's why it can go both sides. So RST is possible, RTS also is possible. When it goes to the tamaha, when the tamsikta is predominant, sattva cannot be supported by it. And therefore, raja, tama, sattva, raja, that combination is not practical. Only practical is tama, raja, sattva. Understand? Now, sattva pradhanam is called brahman. Brahmana is not sattvic. Sattva pradhana is brahman. Rajo pradhanam, sattva second place is called kshatriya. Administrative, protective, soldiers, king. Raja is being supported by tamas, is called Vaishya, all the business people. And tama is supported by raja, is Shudra, Sevaka. They don't think. You tell, do this, he will do. That's it. He doesn't use its brain. Shudra. So, Varna Dharmena, same way Ashrama Dharmena. Brahmacharya ashram means student life. Grahastha ashram means taking the responsibility of the society and the family. Vanaprastha ashram means you retire from the social life, family life, and live the life of the austerity. Japaha, tapaha, shastra, dhyanam. Sannyasa means what? You give up everything and dedicate yourself to the study of the Shastra. But there is a very beautiful verse is there. Prathame narjitam vidyam, dvitiye narjitam dhanam, trutiye narjitam punyam, chaturthe kim karishyati. Understand? So the ashrama dharma is there. First one is to gain knowledge. Second one is to gain the wealth and take care of the society and the family. Third one is to gain the punya. If these three are not there, chaturthe kim karishya. The fourth part of the life is going to be miserable. That is what we are seeing nowadays. But the person who is following the varnashram dharma. Now, so you can ask me, where is varnashram, Swamini ji? Where is varnashram? It's okay. There is no varnashram, okay. But at least there is a kartavya, is there or not? Everybody is having a kartavya to be done. And nobody tells, I don't know what is to be done. Everybody knows what he or she has to do. So kartavya. Sve sve karmani nirataha siddhim vindati yatha. Swadharme nidhanam shreya paradharmo bhaya. Everybody has to follow his or her dharma through this understanding, through following the Swavarnashrama dharma. I'm not telling, here it's saying. That means you cannot run away from your daily duties. Tapasa, through the tapasya. What is tapasya? Vihita bhoga tyagaha tapasya. That which you enjoy, you talk, you eat, you go out, there is no dharma. Understand? It is not negated by Shastra. No pratishyada is there. You can eat 3 times a day. No Shastra tells you have to eat only 1 time. You can talk. No Shastra says that you should have maunam all the day. No. That means what is not negated by, not pratishyad by Shastra, that you can do. You can talk, you can do, you can go, you can eat. Still, with your own sankalpa, you give up this. That is called tapasya. You can talk, there is nothing wrong in that. But you decide that every Monday I am going to have a maunam. Every Ekadashi I am going to have maunam. That is called tapasya. Understand? Vāṅmai tapaha. Bhagavan has given 3. Shariram tapaha, Vāṅmayam tapaha, Manasam tapaha. Through tapasya, haritoshanat, by pleasing Bhagavan, that is bhakti, para bhakti. You don't have any other goal for the bhakti. Artharthi jignasu, no. You are not using this bhakti to remove the pain from your life. You are not using this bhakti to fulfill your desire. Understand? You enjoy bhakti, haritosha. Parameshwar prityartham, understand? So through bhakti, that is nishkam bhakti, what we call. Through tapasya and through following one's own duties, one can gain this sadhana chatushtaya. That means what? You cannot avoid these 3. I always tell, there is no option for bhakti and Vedānta Shastra Shravanam. Then Shankaracharya talks till the 9th verse about this sadhana chatushtaya. What is a vairagya? What is a viveka? What is a shamaha? What is a damaha? All this he has given the definitions. We all know. In the 10th verse, and what is this Vedānta Shastra? Tattva Viveka Vicharaha, understand. Why we have to gain this sadhana chatushtaya? The purpose of sadhana chatushtaya is what? For the vichara, understand. Ukta sadhana yuktena, and 10th verse says, Yukta sadhana vicharaha purushena kartavyaha. Understand? Tattva vichara is the kartavya. Once one gains this sadhana chatushtaya, that person should do what? Vicharaha kartavyaha. Why? Gnana siddhyartham atmanaha. Shubham ichchata. Shubham ichchata, the person who has a desire for the moksha. The moksha, see this connection. Tattva vichara is there. Through the tattva vichara, you gain the gnana. Gnana siddhyartham atmanaha. Shubham ichchata. The person who is desirous of the shubham, shreya, of the self, atma. What is the, how can I gain that? Gnana siddhyartham, understand. Knowledge of the self, gaining the knowledge of the self, tattva vicharaha kartavya. No, why vichara you are telling? I don't want to think about it. I just Shastra Shravanam I will do, I will have a knowledge. So next verse it says, Notpatyete vina gnanam vicharena vina anya sadhanaihi. Vicharena anya sadhanaihi gnanam na utpatyate. Shastra vicharam is there. As yatha padartha banam hi prakashena vina kvachita. If I want to see any object, the light is required. Without the light, I cannot have the knowledge of the object. Similarly, without a tattva vichara, there cannot be the knowledge. Shastra vichara is required. Tattva vichar, shastra vichar, whatever you say. So Shankaracharya says that without the, he says negatively, Anya sadhanaihi vicharena anya sadhanaihi. Other means accept vichara. Vicharena, vina means accept vichara. Knowledge cannot be produced. That means what? Shastra vichara is required. Tattva vichara is required. And Shastra vichara is what? Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasanaṁ. Antaranga sadhana. Bahiranga sadhana is required for antaranga sadhanam. Antaranga sadhana can give you the knowledge, and that knowledge can give you the moksha. Understand? Now, what is a vichara? This again beautiful thing about Aprokṣānubhūti. Understand? What is a vichara? So Shankaracharya gives 4 vicharas here. Koham kathamidam jatam ko vai kartasya vidyate upadanam kim astiha vicharaha soyam idrishaha. This type of the vichara is to be done. Saha vicharaha iyam idrisha. Understand? This type of the vichara we have to do. There are 4 things. These 4 are answered in the entire text. Understand? Koham, who am I? Kathamidam jatam, how this world is being created. Understand? Who is the creator? Ko vai kartasya vidyate. Who is the creator of this world? Upadanam kimi asti iha. What is the material cause of this world? What is the, who am I? How this world is being created? Who is the nimitta karanam, creator of this world? What is the upadanam, material cause of this world? These 4 things we have to think. This is vichara. Understand? Now, who am I? Understand? So this is how we have to think about koham. So next he is telling, I am not this body, I am not the senses, I am very much opposite, vilakshana, opposite to all these things. Because deha is a drashya, indriyas are drashya, it is object of my knowledge, and therefore I cannot be the body and the senses. Sthula sukshma sharira, I cannot be. Understand? So first question is koham. So that is answered. Briefly he is answering here, and then he will continue. So briefly he is telling, I am not body, I am not the mind, I am a consciousness. That is the first one, koham. Now, kathamidam jatam, how this world is being created. So in the one verse he is telling, agnana prabhavam sarvam gnanena praviliyate samkalpaha vividah karta vicharaha saha idrisham. Aham vichara is done this way, that I am not body, I am not mind, I am not senses. That is the koham vichara. Katham idam jatam vichara is what? Understand? Agnana prabhavam sam. Everything is being created because of the ignorance. So the cause of this, the creation is what? Ignorance is the cause. Understand? If ignorance is the cause of this creation, knowledge is the one which can destroy it. Knanena praviliyante. Understand? Vividaha sankalpaha karta. Understand? The Ishvara is the one who is doing this sankalpa. Bahusyam prajayayeti. This sankalpa, understand? Vividaha sankalpa. Ishvara is the one who is doing this sankalpa. Sankalpa karta. Understand? The third question is what? Asya karta vaikaha. Ishvara is the one who is doing, nimitta karanam is Ishvara, who is doing this sankalpa. Bahusyam prajayayeti, satapotapyata, satapastapta, idagum sarvam asrujata. That's a nimitta karanam. Upadanam asti kim. Etayoho upadanam ekam sukshvam sadavyayam. Etayoho, understand? What is the upadana karanam asti? In Vedanta Shastra only we say that nimitta karanam and upadan karanam is one, understand? Material cause is Ishvara and the creator also is Ishvara. Abhinna nimitta upadana karana. So why etayoho? Because this upadhi also is being created by Ishvara. This entire world also is created by Ishvara. Understand? So where we have aham dehadi, that is also being created by Ishvara. The world idam also is created by Ishvara. Understand? Etayoho. For both of them, Ishvara is upadan ka sat, avyayam sukshmam. The sat is a upadan. Understand? But it is upadan karan. Yatha vai mrudgatadinam vicharaha sahayam idrishaha. But that upadan karanam is there, then there is a problem. Why? There are two types of the upadan karanam, parinama and vivarta. From the milk, when you set the milk, then there is a curd is there. Yogurt. So the milk is being transferred into the curd. Parinama, understand. But here is a parinama, no. Sadeva somya idamagra asid ekameva dvitiyam sad avyayam, understand. This world was sad alone. So now it is what? Sad only. This pot was clay, now also it is a clay. After breaking, it is clay. Understand? Sad means what? Trikalepi tishtati tissat. So that is avyaya. There is no vyaya, there is no parinam in that, no parivartan. None of the changes are being done. Without being changed. Swaswarupa parityagena pararupa vabhasa parinamaha. You give up your own quality and become something else. It's called parinam. The milk is sweet and liquid. Now it has become solid, semi-solid, and it is sour. It's a parinama. What is a vivarta? Swaswarupa aparityagena pararupa vabhasate. Understand? So Sat Tattva is a upadan karanam, but it has not given up its own quality. Clay is clay only. After creation of the pot, clay is clay. After destruction of the pot, clay is clay. Understand? And therefore, it is one non-dual, avyaya, non-changing upadan, material cause. Now it is upadan karanam of this jagata. That means what? The pot is not separate from the clay because clay is the upadan, material cause of the clay. Similarly, this entire world is non-separate from that Brahman, Ishvara. But what about me and Ishvara? Aham ekaha pi sukshmascha gnata sakshi sadabhyayah tadaham natra sandeha vicharaha tad saha ayam idrishah. Look at this. In 4 verses, Shankaracharya has given briefly the entire Vedanta. This is the beauty of this. I, that who is a Sakshi Chaitanya, I am also Sukshma. Sthula means that which is the object of your senses is called Sthula. That which is not the object of the senses is called Sukshma. Avyaktoyam achintyoyam. Understand? Avyakta, not object of your sense, not object of your mind. It's called Sukshma. Atma, which is Sukshma. Aham, which is Sukshma. Ekaha, one, not many. There is no many Aham. Aham is only one. It is Sukshma. Gnata Sakshi. Sadavyaya. It said Sadbrahma. Aham Sadbrahma Eva. Tadaham Natra Sande. There is no way there is a doubt about this. I am that Sadbrahma. That means Jivatma and Paramatma are not separate. They are one and the same. One vastu. So, knowing that I am that Brahman, knowing that I am that Brahman, that knowledge gives the liberation to us. And therefore, in this, through this is, Shankaracharya said, this is how you have to do the vichara. Understand? I am not body, I am the Sakshi of them. This world is being created by Ishvara and it is born of the ignorance of the self. This world is created by Ishvara from Ishvara. Yatova imani bhutani jayate. Upadan karanam also Ishvara. Being upadan karanam of the Brahmanda, Ishvara is non-separate from Jagat. Pot is clay, clay is not pot. Similarly, the world is Ishvara, Ishvara is not world. But Ishvara and me, no. One and the same. That's called Mahavakya. So, this is the answer of these 4 questions. Koham, kathamidam jatam, vai karta, ko vikarta vidyate, utvadanam asti hakim. So, in this verses, he answered very beautifully. Now, you said Ajnana Prabhavam. Understand this. So what is ignorance? So Shankaracharya very beautifully explains what is ignorance. Though I am self-evident, Atma Nishkalaha, no kala is there, no avayava is there, niravayava Atma is there. Still, Deha Bahubihi Avrutaha. Still you say there are many bodies and there are many Atmas are there. This is called Kim Agnanam Ataf Param. Shankaracharya says, what else is the ignorance other than this? Taking yourself as body and taking Atma as many, that is what else can be the ignorance. Atma niyamakaha antardeha bhakyaha niyamyakaha tayo aikyam prapashyan. Sthula deha is Atma, same way. The Sukshma Sharira also is Atma. That is called ignorance. Taking the Sukshma Sharira as Atma is ignorance. Atma is Gnanamaya, Chit Swarupa. You are Chit Swarupa, still you take yourself as what? Deho Mamsamaya Ashuchihi. You are Shuddha Chaitanya Swarupatma, still you take yourself as this apavitra body. What else can be the ignorance? Atma is what? Self-evident. Swachha prakashakaha. Still you take this sthula body, sukshma body, that is ignorant. Why? Opposite. Understand? Atma nitya sadrupaha. Understand? Atma niyamaka. Atma is the one who is operating all this, means still we take as a sukshma sharira. Atma is shuddha, gnanamaya, nirmala. Still you take it as a body. That is ignorant. Atma is a prakashaka, self-evident. Still you take it as a body. That is called ignorance. Atma is a nitya, sadrupaha. Still you take anitya body as Atma. That is ignorance. Atmaha tat prakashatvam tat padartha abhāsanam. Atma is the one who is illuminating the entire creation. Still you take yourself as a body, one body. That is called ignorance. Understand? So, in this manner, from 17 verse to 21 verse, he explained what is ignorance. Taking one's upadhi, koham, understand, this is an answer for the koham. So, this is ignorance. Taking yourself as this upadhi is called ignorance. Now, what is knowledge then? If this is ignorant, then what is knowledge? So next few verses he is telling, all 5 verses, understand. 17 to 21 he explained what is ajnanam. Now 20 to 28 he is explaining what is knowledge. I am what? Brahmaivam Shanta Satchidananda Lakshanaham Deha Sadrupa Gnanam Ityuchyate Budaihi. If you see very clearly that you are Brahman, all-pervasive Brahman, you are not body because you are Satchidananda Lakshana. The Swarupa Lakshana means not characteristic. Understand? Don't translate this word. Lakshana means characteristic. No. Satchidananda is not a characteristic of Atma. It is a nature. Lakshana means nature. You are Satchidananda Brahma. That is your nature. Shantaha, Samaha. I cannot be this asad deha, vikari deha. I am nirvikari, Satchidananda. That is knowledge. Why? Nirvikaraha, nirakaraha, niravatyaha, mavya, naham deha. Understand? There is a vikara in the body, there is a akara in the body, there is a avayava in the body. Understand? I am not vikari. I am not the one which keeps on changing, non-changing, changeless self, shapeless self, niravadya. And this also and this also. No, understand. Abhyāsa. I am not sthula body, I am not sukshma body. That is called knowledge. Niramaya, nirabhasa, nirvikara, aham. Ata naham deha. Understand? So Atma is what? There is a different type of diseases are there in the body. Atma is a niramaya, nirabhasa, abhasa. Something is being appeared, but it's not there in reality. Like the blueness of the sky. But Atma is what? Nirabhasa, nirvikalpaha. There is no second self. Understand? So this is called knowledge. So all these negative words he is giving. Nirgunaha, nishkriyaha, nityaha, nityamuktaha, amachyutaha, nirmalaha, nishchalaha, ananta, shuddhaham, aham, ajaraha, amaraha. And all these words can be used for Nididhyasanaṁ. Understand? Beautiful one. From 25th verse to 28th verse, whatever words Shankaracharya has given for the showing the nature of the self. All this nirvikaraha, aham, you can do the Nididhyasanaṁ this word. Understand? Nirakaraha, niramayaha. Understand? So this is the self. This is the knowledge. Understand? So up to 28th verse, Shankaracharya has given what is knowledge. I am the Sat Swarup. Understand? Naham deha asadrupa gnanamityuchyate buddhaihi aham satsvarupa. Shastra doesn't use chit, understand this. Sadeva somya idamugra asit. Sat is being mentioned. Why chit is not being said? Self-evident, understand. Sat and sattaya hi chit, chittaya aham. Understand? Sat is chit and chit is aham. They're non-separate. When you say sat, it's already chit. Sat is to be known, understand? Aham, I am. Sat means I am. Anything else you add is all adhyaropa, superimposition. Swamiji used to do this for us, guided Nididhyasanaṁ. I am. Just ponder upon it. I am. That's it. I'm self-existence. Sat. And the knowledge of the Sat is Sadvidya, understand? That is what we have to know. I am. That's it. Nothing else. I am. Ahamasmi. Very beautiful, understand? Just sit and say Ahamasmi. That's it. Just enjoy the existence, self-existence of yourself. Very beautiful. You can enjoy that. Just see your existence. Sun is there, you are there. Sun is not there, you are there. Jagrata Avastha, you are there. Jagrata Avastha not, you are there. Everywhere I am. That's you. Understand? Nothing else is required. I am is required. And that is Sadrupa. That's why everywhere it tells you Sadrupa, understand? So, now, Shankaracharya takes up to negate the other kinds of the philosophy. So, in 29th and 30th, Dehatma Buddhi, that the Charvaka Vada is being negated. Understand? Those who are taking the body, senses, mind, etc. as Atma, it's called our Charvaka. Materialistic people. So, that is being negated. Then from 31st verse to 37th verse, Katham Deha Kaha Puma, understand. How I can be the body. So now you question yourself. Understanding the nature of the self, now you question yourself. Katham Syad Deha Kaha Puma. How I can be the body. That means you see that you are not body. Naham Deha. That also has to be clear, understand. Body is vikari, I am not vikari. So Shankaracharya tells that this is how it is being said that I cannot be body. Then up to 37, Katham Syad Rehakaha Atman. How I can be body, that means you are questioning yourself. That this body is a Paraprakasha, I am Swaprakasha. This body is a Vikari, I am Nirvikari. Understand? So, how I can be the body, that means I am not body. That Dṛg-Dṛśya is being said here. Understand? Okay, I am not stool body. Then Shankaracharya takes up the Karma Kand, understand. In Karma Kand, they accept that this stool body is not Atma, but they accept Atma as a Karta and Bhokta, understand. And therefore, first Shankaracharya presents their telling Karma Kandena Atma Deha Divilakshana Nitya Tatpalam Bhunkte Deha Padanantaram. So, in Karma Kanda, they accept that this Atma is not the stool body, the gross body, but it is a Sukshma body, that is a Karta and Bhokta. You perform the actions in this body, and after giving up this body, in another body, it enjoys the result of the action. That is a Bhokta, understand? So, how I can be that? I cannot be the Linga Sharira. I cannot be the Karta Bhokta. Understand? That is what Bhagavan does that in the Gita also. ya enam vetyat hantaram yaschanyam manyate hatam ubhautam na vijanitah nayam hantina anyada. Cannot be the doer of the action of killing, hantar. Nayam hanti na hantar, hanyan. You are not a karta, you are not the bhokta. So in this manner, in this 40 verses, Shankaracharya explains that koham, I am not this body, I am Satchidananda Brahman. Okay. Now he takes up what? Kathamidam jatam, understand. So, Kathamidam jatam, how this is being created. That we'll see in the evening session. Now it's already, I think Sri Hari, it is 11:30, 11:40.
It's 11:30.
So 10 minutes more or?
Sure. We can go to 11:40, 11:40.
Okay. So now what is Kathamidam jatam? Koham, understand? So how this world is being created? This world, what we are seeing, see, this is where the question comes in the science also. They don't want to accept the word creation. They accept the word world, jagat. They accept the word jagat, but they don't want to accept the word shrishti, sarjan. So, Shankaracharya gives very nicely here that you say, I am Atma, I am Satchidananda Brahma. There is no use of this knowledge. Atma de bhagena prapancha satyata tatha ukta kim purusharthata. Okay, I know I am Brahman, but what about this creation? What about this jagat, which I am confronting every day and night? Okay, I am Satchidananda, but this world I am confronting every day. Then I am going through so much trouble in this world. Prapanchata, prapanchasya satyata, understand? So this world is there, it's real. I am Brahman, but this world is, what about this? Katham jatam? It's troubling day and night to me, giving all kind of the trouble to me. Tatha ukta sastarka shātata kim purusharthata. If this world is real, how I'm going to be happy? How I'm going to be liberated? Understand? Kim purusharthata. What is the purpose of this? Iti atma dehvedena dehatmatvam nivaridam idanim dehvedasya asatvam sputamuchyate. Understand? So, deha bheda, understand? Atma and deha, there are not two. That is fine. But what about so many bodies are there, so many world is there, so many objects are there in the world. Deha vedasya, understand? So many dehas are there. I am not this body, but there are other bodies are there. So are you telling there are so many bodies? Are you accepting the manliness in the body? So Shankaracharya tells, no. Chaitanya se eka rupatvad vedaha yuktaha na karhachita. So this is very beautiful thing. Chaitanya cannot be two. Chaitanya is you. You are Satchit. And there is no second consciousness. Sat is enough. But why we have to think about the consciousness? Because there is no second consciousness. Because your consciousness is what? Aparoksha. We already saw. You are, that is Aparoksha. You are Aparoksha Chaitanya Swarupatma. Now when you say second, then there is a Pramana Pravrutti is there. Aparoksha means what? There is no Pramana Pravrutti. That is a Chaitanya. Aparoksha Chaitanya Atma you are. So Shankaracharya said, Chaitanyasya eka rupatvat. Understand? There is no second consciousness. Because if you say second, then it is an object of your knowledge. And that cannot be consciousness. Because consciousness cannot be the object of any knowledge. Aparoksha. And therefore, there cannot be many jiva, there cannot be many body, understand? Atma is ek advitiya consciousness. So Shankaracharya gives the example of the Rajju and Sarpa. So as the Sarpa is being superimposed on the rope, similarly, this Jivatva, the Anekatva, Dehatva is superimposed on the self. And by knowing the rope, the Sarpa is being removed. Similarly, knowing the one non-dual self as a Satchidananda Brahman, everything else is being destroyed. Understand? There is no second thing. Understand? The world is being created. Understand? So, Karta, who is the Karta of this creation? And Upadanam Kim Iha. Understand? Kovai Karta Vidyate Upadanam Kim Asti Iha. Who is the creator? If you say there is no world, but we see the world, we experience the world, then there should be the creator of the world and there should be the material from which the world is being created. So now he takes up this. That what is a nimitta and upadan karanam of this jagat? That is from verse 44 to in the evening we will see. What is a nimitta upadan karanam of this world? So that is the third and fourth question of that. So evening we'll see that. If anybody has any question, you are most welcome to ask the question regarding what we have learned here. Okay, somewhere you have heard somebody, don't ask me why he said that. I am not here to answer somebody's question. Okay, within this Aprokṣānubhūti, within this Vedānta, if you have any question, please ask the question. Any question, Shri Hari?
Yes, thank you so much, Swamini ji. I request the viewers to kindly post your questions in the Q&A box. And as it comes, I will read them out to you, Swamini ji.
Okay.
Yes. Swamini ji, I had a question. Could you explain little more on Anupalabdhi Pramana?
Okay. See, Upalabdhi means the existence of something. Anupalabdhi means non-existence of the object. So we see the absence of the object. Now, most of the people take it as that we see the absence, and that's why they call it as a Pratiksha Pramana, because we see the absence. That's what their contention is. But we say it is not a Pratiksha, because you are not directly seeing the absence. First you say, that's why I said, Mama haste hasti nasti. There is no elephant on my hand. Now, you are not seeing the absence of elephant, understand this. You see the elephant in your mind. Then you infer that the elephant is not here. So, it is an inference. It is not a pratiksha. And therefore, we take it as a paroksha gnana. Because you are inferring the absence of elephant here. Not directly. Because elephant is in your mind. Do you understand? It's not here.
It's not.
Elephant is not here. It is in your mind. And then you infer the absence of elephant here. And that's why it is a paroksha jnanam, not protection. Very, very typical way. And 80% of our activity is anupalabdhi pramana. I walk because I see there is empty space. I talk because I know you don't know. So that absence of knowledge in your brain, so then I can talk. So it's all, everything is like that. I fill the bucket empty.
Right.
So most of the I eat because I know my stomach is empty. So that whole life is that anupalabdhi pramana. That is how we work. It's very practical. Understand? I write on the paper because I know there is nothing is there on the. It's a blank. And I wear clothes because I know there is no cloth on my body.
Right.
Understand? So that absence is very important for us. Knowing the absence of the object is very important. Otherwise, I can't do activities. All my activities are like that. Any activity you see.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Very logical, understand? Very logical.
Yes. Yes. A lot of times we take it for granted. We don't step back and analyze these things.
That's right. See, that is Vedanta. It is a vichara. That's why it's a vichara vidrisha. That is what vichara has to be.
Absolutely. We have not received any questions from the viewers.
Now you ask questions. You have heard that 44 verses. What is any question or any verse is not clear to you, you can ask.
Yeah. Viewers, any questions? I'm kindly requesting you to post them in the chat box.
Just to know how many viewers are there.
We have just received 60. A question.
60. One question.
Nididhyasanaṁ can be done even at any stage of Vedanta learning?
No. First, you have to complete the study of Vedanta. Then only Shravanam is required. The Shravanam is there. Once that Shravanam is done. See, Shravana means what? Pramana pravrutti. So, you know that I am Brahman. But because there is a habitual error is there. Janma Janmantar, we have a habit of taking oneself as body, mind, sense. So to remove that habitual error, Viparita Bhavana, in Sanskrit it is called. So until and unless you have established into the knowledge of the self that I am Brahman, but having this knowledge, when there is a kind of the error in our day-to-day life, to correct that error, Nididhyasanaṁ is required. And therefore, even while Shravanam, you can do Nididhyasanaṁ, but first thing is you have to complete the Shravanam. That is required. Then you go to the habitual error. Am I correct? Second question.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Swamiji. So, it has to be a gradual evolution, as you said. Wonderful. Another question is, could you please elaborate on the negation of materialism, Charvaka?
See, Charvaka means they take body as Atma. And they think this body is Atma, and so then we have to live what? This body is Atma, so you live your life and enjoy the life. That's all materialistic. This whole 99% people are materialistic people, understand? All Charvaka, understand? Because they think that I have to improve my body, and all this fashion industry you see, or you see this cosmetic industry, if you see, all this is what? Charvaka, understand? They want to improve their body. They want to improve the mind. All this psychology also is Charvaka, understand? Because they take mind as the self, and they want to improve the mind. So the improvement of the mind, they go for the psychology business. So they are taking this upadhi as Atma. That is called Charvaka. The word Charvaka means Charu Vak. Charu means that which is very pleasant to hear. Their Vani, their presentation is so wonderful that we fall for it. That's called Charvaka. That is what all this industry is there. Food industry, you see, fashion industry, you see, the way they advertise things, you fall for it, you know. And so the Charvaka is the people, those who are accepting only one pramana called Pratyaksha pramana. They go by only Pratyaksha pramana. And they go by that. And that's why Yavat Jivam Sukham Jivam. That is what the now world is, you know. You be happy. Whether you have to take loan, you take the loan. Runam krutva grutam pibet. You take loan. You know, this whole loan business is Charvaka. Understand why? Basmi bhutasya dehasya kutaga. Once this body is gone, who has come back? Nobody is going to come back. And therefore enjoy, take the loan and enjoy the world. That is Charvaka. Materialistic. So that is what the world is. 99% of the world is this materialistic only, understand? That is Charvaka. We call it Charvaka. Clear?
Yes, that is, and the supplementary question asked by the viewer was the negation. How can we approach the negation of materialism?
Negation is that, as we have discussed, that everything is a vikari. It is a parivartanshila, vyaya. It is changing all the time. The self is avyaya, not changing, nirvikari. You know? So I cannot be body, because body is what? Dehinosmin yatha dehe kaumaram yauvanam jara. This body is constantly changing. This is a kumaravastha, this is yuvavastha, this is a praudavastha, this is vruddhavastha. So it's constantly changing, but I'm not changing. I am the one who is a sakshi of the every change is being happened in this body, and therefore I cannot be the body. I am the witness of the body. Same way, Indriyas also, I am sakshi of the Indriya. I cannot be the Indriya. I am the sakshi of the mind. I am the sakshi Chaitanya who knows entire mind, what is going on in the mind, and therefore I cannot be the mind. And therefore, by seeing the difference, vilakshana, we already used the word vilakshana, and completely opposite. This is a vikari, this is a nirvikari. So, this is the drishya, I am drashta. Yadrishyam, tadjadam, tadanityam, tad dukkhatmakam. This Taittiriya Upanishad Bhashya, you know. So, everything is a drashya, and therefore it cannot be atma. Clear?
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you so much, Swamini ji. Next question. When does the intellectual understanding become direct experience?
Intellectual understanding becomes?
Direct experience.
Direct. Okay. See, that is what the direct experience, anubhūti word. Still, we have not come to that word. Aparoksha, we have understood. Aprokṣānubhūti, the realization. So, there is a word in the Shastra called arthasfuranam. See, when you hear the word, the corresponding object comes to your mind. When I say book, then book will be there in your mind. When I say pen, the pen will be there. Mobile will be there. Flower, the flower comes to your mind. It's called arthasfuranam. It is called arthasfuranam. Now, when we are listening to the Shastra said Atma is a nirvikalpa. Understand this? Now, what is a nirvikalpa? The meaning has to come there. See, suppose I will tell certain words. Listen to this word. Body, hill, river, fire, nirvikalpa, rose, chair, avyaya, desk, mobile. Now, every word when I was telling, the corresponding object was coming to your mind, right? When I say nirvikalpa, what came? When I say avyaya, what meaning came to your mind? Blank, zero. Do you understand? That's why Shastra Shravana is required. Until and unless there is a years of Shastra Shravana, the arthasfuranam doesn't come. It becomes blank. You know, if I say this word, in between I use the avyaya, what meaning comes to your mind? Nothing. It's blank. Now, Nididhyasanaṁ is a fill in the blank. Do you understand now? That blank is there, fill in the blank is there. Avyaya has to become you. I am avyaya. Understand? I am non-changing consciousness. That aham has to be there. And that is called Arthasphurana. Clear?
Wonderful. Thank you. That is a very lovely explanation given by you, Swamini ji. Thank you so much.
That is why I say, Nididhyasana, fill in the blank. You know?
Exactly. One of the viewers is asking, the sessions tomorrow, is it a repeat of the sessions today? No, it will be new sessions. Am I right, Swamini ji?
Yes, we are continuing because there are 144 verses are there. We have completed 44 verses. Now 100 verses are there. So evening is going to be continuation of this. So we are going to see all 144 verses for every session.
Wonderful.
That's how we are completing that. So there is every session is a new session. That's not a repetition.
So,
Anyone?
yes, that's all. We don't have any more questions, Swamini ji. So shall we wrap up?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll do the concluding prayer.
Sure.
Om asatoma sadgamaya tamasoma jyotirgamaya mrutyorma amrutangamaya. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Thank you, Shri Hari and Indika, for giving me this opportunity to share my knowledge.
Thank you, Swamini ji.
Thank you.
Viewers, we will join again at 4 p.m. and continue our study.
Om.
Shri Gurubhyo.
Shri Gurubhyo.